All right, so can we do a quick recap? The brain does what? Deletes, it distorts, it generalizes, and it's influenced by two things. One, your state. And who's in control of your state? Self. Can a state be changed? Always. How fast? Instantly. It's a matter of choice and will. So what's the second thing? The second one is quite an interesting one, and in your brain, in the old part of the brain, which is actually called the reptilian brain, doesn't mean we used to be reptilians, just the name they gave to it. But in the old part of the brain, there's a gland, if you will, and it's called the reticular activating system. It's a big word. The acronym, the RAS. Just call it the RAS. You've got a RAS. So the RAS is responsible for the brain's arousal. Now, I know, most people, when they use the word arousal, they use it in a sexual context. It's not the only area that should be used. Arousal just means that there's an increased awareness. There's a heightened level of focus. So what the brain does is when it has a very particular thought, or it makes a decision, or something of importance happens, it stimulates the RAS, and the brain gets aroused to this information. And then the brain starts looking for areas through the process of deletion, distortion, generalization to confirm this information and to find more proof of it. So a practical idea, the best example ever is the last time you bought a motor vehicle. Do you guys remember the last time you bought a motor vehicle? Do you remember after you bought the motor vehicle, the next week or two, do you remember that you started to notice a lot of those types of cars on the road all of a sudden, and which you didn't notice originally? How did that happen? Why did that happen? Did more of these cars suddenly appear? No, your brain just started to notice more through deletion, distortion, generalization. So what happened is, because it was an important choice or important decision, it arouses the RAS. So it's almost like the RAS now gets stimulated. And the easiest way is to explain it is it's almost as if a satellite dish gets mounted on your forehead, and it starts scanning and looking for more confirmation of that decision. That's what the RAS does. So how does it work in other scenarios? Well, if you guys had a shift in your hairstyle, now I made a decision a couple of months ago, I'm going to grow my hair. I'm turning 60 on the 3rd of March, and I asked, what weird thing can I do at 60 that I haven't done really before, or might not have an opportunity again because my hairline is developing. It's good. My hairline's growing. What page are we on now? Yes, we're in the manual somewhere. I don't know. I'm not on the page. Does it look like I'm someone that's on a page? The RAS. So the moment you make a decision, so I mentioned now the whole hair thing. Did you notice this morning when my wife came on, because it's something that's happening in our house, and it's obviously been this discussion, she immediately noticed Carl's hair. Oh, show us the hair, everything else. Yes? Why? How does she notice that? Her RAS is aroused to men having longer hair. She probably wouldn't have noticed it in the past. So that component really functions quite interesting in our lives. So when you have a conversation with someone and you talk about the politics in the country, and they say something, you go, oh, really, what? All of a sudden, your brain is now aroused to this information. Your satellite dish is going to scan, so you're going to watch TV differently, you're going to listen differently for more proof and confirmation of. I'll give you another example. Some of you guys have joined a company. You got a job at a company. First time you get the job at the company, and you're like seriously excited about this job. You tell everybody, found the perfect job. Now, the reason you found the perfect job is beforehand, your thought patterns were all the factors that you would like in a job. Now you find a company that matches that. But what you don't realize is you are deleting a lot of stuff, you're distorting and you're generalizing, because your brain has now come up with, this is the ideal scenario very strongly. You find something that's similar and your arousal finds proof that you found that job. So now you're happy, excited, passionate, you found your perfect job. You know people that like that. If you haven't experienced it yourself, they love going onto Facebook and posting there, starting my new career. I'm so happy, it's my dream job, wada, wada, wada. 6 months into the job, 6 months in, you stand at the coffee machine. You have a conversation with Auntie Martha. Auntie Martha has been in the company for 147 years already. She knows everything. And Auntie Martha tells you, you know, this company is not as nice as you think, eh? Your boss, eh? Let me tell you something about your boss. And Auntie Martha makes your brain her husband, because you allow the shit to come in through your ear. Now, this new information stimulates your RAS. Your brain is now aroused to this concept. And what happens? Your satellite dish starts looking for proof and confirmation. And all of a sudden, within a week, your dream job becomes a horrible career. Suddenly you hate the company. Who's experienced similar things to that already in your lives? You know what I'm talking about, right? What's happened was a shift in the RAS. We find it very often in relationships. I remember my eldest daughter, she had this boyfriend at one stage in her life. Oh my goodness gracious, what a bad choices she made. But anyway, she had this boyfriend. She loved him. She thought he was the cutest, hottest guy. Daddy, I love him. I want to marry him. He's so cute. He had a broken, crooked nose. It's so cute. He smoked, his breath stank. It's so cute. I don't know, in my opinion, didn't speak very intelligently. It's so cute. Everything about him was cute. Why? Because the emotions were active. The body at that stage was going through its hormonal changes, and the brain was aroused to, it's cute. So anything he does, it's cute. Why? Because the satellite dish will find proof and confirmation of the thought that's overwhelming that the brain is thinking of. So one day we're watching a movie at our house. It was a Friday in December. It was hot as can be. It's one of those 35-degree Fridays. You know, Joburg hot days. Who knows the Joburg hot, humid, can't breathe. Didn't have an aircon in the room. Had a fan on, didn't help. He shows up. He wants to watch the movie with us, wearing a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, and army boots. His body's heating up. So after about an hour, he decides to take off the boots. If smell had a color, it would have been fluorescent green. And that smell fills, we can't breathe. It fills the room. It's horrible. Now, my daughter at that stage had a thing about feet. Now, remember, at this stage, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. All of a sudden, this extreme contradicting information comes in. This guy's rotting from the feet up. Suddenly, the aroused thought now goes from cute to there's something wrong with this person. Where does the satellite dish now scan? Now it starts scanning for what else is wrong, what else is wrong, what else is wrong. Literally 2 weeks later, Dad, I don't know what I saw in him. Next time I bring an idiot like that home, please tell me. She went from, I love him, he's cute, he's amazing, I want to marry him one day, to, this is just the worst. This is just horrible. This is the worst choice I've ever made. What changed? Not the person, the area that you focused on. What changed about the dream job and a horrible job? Only where your RAS was pointing. What changed between a horrible life and a phenomenal life? where the RAS points? What changes between I can make this happen, I can do this, to I'm going to fail, where the RAS is pointing? What's the difference between finding opportunities and only experiencing failure, where your RAS is pointing? What's the difference between fear and hope, where your RAS is pointing? So how do I direct my RAS? The most powerful influencer is your own words that you speak out loud. The most powerful influencer is your own words that you speak out loud. Because your mouth says it, your ears hear it, and your heart believes it. And what that does, it stimulates the RAS. If your average conversation is failure conversation, you are telling your RAS to find more proof and confirmation of your failures. Now, I'm not saying be naive and not learn from your experiences. What I am saying is look at your life and notice where's your RAS pointing. What is the information that you're getting a vast amount of that is not serving you? And ask yourself a simplistic question. What's my language about this? And what you'll find very often is you instinctively talk about it. Someone says it's a beautiful day and you'll go, yeah, I just hope it doesn't rain, eh? You take something amazing and you spoil it through a potential negative by the words you just spoke. Has it rained yet? No. Can it be a beautiful day and still rain? Yes. But the way you structured your words tells your RAS, your satellite dish, where to focus, what to focus on, and what to confirm. And trust me, it will. Aloha. Why is this relevant? It's relevant, one, for you in your own life. If you want to have a more blissful, more abundant life, more joy, more hope, more passion, shift your RAS to the things that gives you that. Will other things happen? Sure, but they've been happening in any case. You might as well have a better experience. You get born here, you're going to die here. How much pleasure and fun can you have in between? It's really your choice and where you focus in life. You might as well enjoy it. You are alive. So, gooi. I'll be with you now, Lucia. So number one, it's going to improve your life. But here's the important thing. You need to listen to the words your client uses, because that will tell you where their RAS is pointing. That's going to be your secret understanding of what's creating their experience. Because wherever your RAS is pointing, that will stimulate your experience. That will heighten that type of experience. Have you ever wondered why a lot of successful people will tell you, surround yourself with successful people, surround yourself with inspirational, positive speakers? Why? Because then you adopt the same language. And when you adopt the same language, your RAS shifts and you start focusing more on certain areas and you start getting those results.